Good afternoon. My name is Ruben Page. I'm a counselor and the transfer coordinator here at Long Beach City College. And thank you. Thanks for those emails. The first thing I wanted to do is, if I could please have a moment of silence for those students at UC Santa Barbara that recently passed away and were injured. If we could do that for just a few seconds. Thank you. Thank you very much. Just a quick announcement. This is my counselor side. If you do feel that you do need help or someone to talk to, please talk to your counselor, your instructor. Folks are here to talk to you if you do need the help. Thank you. My main job is to make sure you make it to this reception. Not that you just make it on time to the reception. By the way, thank you for everyone that showed up at 3 o'clock. It avoided the last minute rush at 4 o'clock. But it's really to get you to this point where we acknowledge your transfer success. What I wanted to do first is, since I have the podium, is to give thanks to my staff that are here today. I have 3 great enrollment specialists. Just curious, how many of you went to a transfer lab and got help with your application, just by a show of hands? Okay. Close to a little over 600 students went and saw an one of our newly hired enrollment specialists this fall and got help applying to the university system. And those enrollment specialists, if you're in the room, please raise your hands or stand up. Sonia Verduzco, Anna Mekis, Mary Catapon, and Arletha Brooks. Diligent staff that they are outside still checking people in, so they'll see this on video later. Also, thank you to J. Marie Cruz, my administrative assistant, and Ruth Bear, our Career Center coordinator at both campuses. This day is about the transfer students. And it's one of the happiest days of the year for me. And it's not because after graduation I'm leaving for Las Vegas, but because I get to see a lot of you that I've been communicating with on email, through phone, through ambushing me in my office, to say goodbye to you. This is really your day to celebrate, and celebrate all your hard work. But the first round of applause I would like to lead is, I would like those who are here today transferring and getting a certificate to applaud for those who supported you, the mothers, fathers, brothers, sisters, significant others, professors, counselors who got you here to this point. Let's applaud for your support system today. And a lot of them I know are sitting next to you. You should be very proud of your accomplishments for your loved ones. I always do this each year because I want to get an idea and have you have an idea of who's actually in the room. So if I could just have a minute of your time, and if you fit into one of these categories, please stand up. If you are transferring to a UC school, please stand. Thank you. Thank you very much. And now, who are my Cal State transfers? Please stand. Fantastic. Anyone except to a private school or out-of-state school? Fantastic. Please stand if you were accepted to 2 or more universities. Fantastic. It's decision time soon. You thought the hard part was transferring. It's choosing where you want to go to now. If you are a parent, please stand. If you are the first in your family to attend a university, please stand. Fantastic. If you are a veteran, please stand. Fantastic. And if you are ready to leave Long Beach City College, please stand. Okay, the faculty and staff that stood up, you better be joking, because I'm going to need your help each year to get these students to transfer. And you do really deserve it. You deserve this honor because a couple of things. You work so hard to pass transferable level math. You work so hard to figure out the online application. You work so hard to describe yourself in 1,000 words or less on the UC application. You work so hard because you had to calculate your transferable GPA. Because you were on a wait list, you worked so hard to get into that class. And because you had to find your way around that huge fence in the middle of LAC. Congratulations. The first speaker I didn't want to have come up and congratulate you is our Superintendent President, Eloy Oakley.
Thank you, Ruben. I want to start out by thanking a couple of members of the Board of Trustees who are here today, Member Roberto Uranga and Member-elect Dr. Virginia Baxter. I also want to thank Ruben, who day in, day out does just tremendous work for our students, and I'm sure you can join me in thanking him and giving him one more round of applause for all he does. You know, when my daughter was here, guess who her counselor was? That guy. Anyway, I just have one quick thing to say that I'm going to get out of your way. I have a quiz for you. Which is the smartest mascot up there? Is it a Bruin? No, bears are pretty dumb. Is it a taureau? I'm a Taurus. I'm pretty dumb. No. Prospector Pete? I think he's an endangered species. I don't know what Cal State LA is there. UCR, well, that's another bear. We already covered bears. What's that last animal there? Now there's the smartest mascot on there. So congratulations to all you who are transferring to the University of California, Irvine. You'll have a great experience. And for those of you who are still on the fence, go to Irvine. Now, having said that, I want to congratulate all of you for this great achievement. I still remember when I got word that I was transferring from Golden West College to UC Irvine, as you can guess. So I still remember how it feels. I never thought I could go to a UC coming out of high school, then coming back from the military. But a community college made it possible for me, and I'm so proud to be able to stand here and know that a community college, the greatest community college in California, made it possible for you. So congratulations to all of you. Enjoy this last week of your experience here at Long Beach City College. Go on and do great things wherever you go. Know that you're well prepared, you had great faculty, and you're going to do great work wherever you transfer to. So congratulations to all of you.
Thank you very much, Eli. I would also like to invite Roberto Uranga from our Board of Trustees to give his welcome to you.
Thank you. Buenas tardes a todos. Bienvenidos a Long Beach City College. Ojalá que tengan ustedes una buena experiencia aquí con nosotros y más bien les quiero saludar a todos ustedes, los padres que apoyaron a sus hijos y a sus hijas para que tuvieran este éxito y estar aquí en este día. Después de la graduación, este es un día muy celebrado para nosotros porque es el día donde ya sabemos que los estudiantes que salen de aquí van a tener más éxito en otros colegios y en otras universidades, tal como dijo el superintendente Oakley, pero yo creo que el mejor y el más sabio de todo allá es el 49er. I want to welcome you and thank you, and I want to thank the parents for all the support and the help that they gave their children and their students and their special people who are here today for having them reach this day of success. Because after graduation, this is one of the most proud days that we have on the Board of Trustees because we know that we've completed a job here, that you've completed yours and we've done ours. You are now going on the way of your path to your careers and into your majors that hopefully will lead to a future success in a profession, but more importantly, into a job. Isn't that what it's all about? Getting a job. I also am proud. I'm a proud parent of a Viking. Two of them, in fact. Two of my sons attended Long Beach City College. One is still attending Cal State LA, so there's another one. And the other just graduated from Cal State Dominguez Hills 2 weeks ago with a major in labor studies. So I'm very proud of them. One more thing, I want to do a little shout out. You'll probably hear more about her later on today, but I want to congratulate Jamie Cañas, who is going to be one of your speakers today. She is an example of true courage and perseverance and tenacity in completing this degree and to transferring to UCLA. A few years ago, she had a horrible accident that we all were wondering whether she was going to make it or not. She was working at the time for a foundation as an intern, and she had to stop for a while, but she kept at it, she kept strong, and I'm very proud to see her here to speak to you about her experiences, because if there's any person that I know here with courage and with perseverance and with tenacity to finish what she started, it's Jamie Cañas, and we'll hear from her later. Muchísimas gracias por haber asistido a esta reunión con nosotros. Les deseo buena suerte y no se los olvide porque van al próximo nivel de la universidad. Van a tener que seguir apoyando a sus estudiantes y a todos los graduados de aquí hoy. Muchísimas gracias.
Thank you, Roberto. Also each year, well, actually starting last year, I also have chosen a faculty member to say goodbye to you as you leave for your universities. And this semester, this year, I was thinking, who should I get to speak to our students? And it's this professor. His success is very important to transfer and to me because he teaches math. And if you have taken his class, that's probably one of the reasons you're sitting in this room right now, actually. So I'd like Professor Kevin Ryan to say a few words.
Thank you. Yeah, I see some familiar faces out there. As a faculty member, there's no greater joy than seeing our students successful. And looking out and seeing the students that I know and the students that I don't know, it just fills me up with so much pride that I was a small part in your educational career. So again, one more round of applause for all the transfer students. So with that said, I have a small story I want to tell you. When I was in high school, my dad was a a high school teacher, a biology teacher, and so we actually got to travel during the summer. And I went to different places and found out that in most of Asia and Europe, most high school students went through calculus. And so I thought that for any educated person, you had to go through the calculus sequence. I hated math. It was my worst subject. I'm not lying. It really was my worst subject. I won't tell you what grades I got in calculus when I took it. But what happened was I went in and I came here, and I live a block and a half, not now, but at the time, block and a half down the street. And I started just taking a math class every semester, thinking that's what you did. I had to get through that dang calculus sequence. And I knew for a fact I hated math, I didn't want to do it, and I didn't want to teach. That just, no way. So as I'm going through this, every semester I was a new major. One whole year I was an English major. Another semester I was an art history major. Another semester I was a botany major. I was all over the map. I didn't know what I wanted to do. I didn't want to do math. So I finally got through the calculus sequence, and I went to a transfer counselor. And I said, okay, look, I don't like college. I want out as soon as I can. What's the fastest way? Well, you have a whole bunch of math classes that you did. Why don't you be a math major? So that's my story on how I became. So and so my story to you is, you never know what's going to happen. Right now, maybe you know what your major is. That may switch. It may not. You may get that degree in that thing, and you may end up doing something totally different. That's very possible as well. If I could just give you some small advice. The relationships that you're making now are going to last for a long time. The friendships that you make, the connections that you make, you never know how it's going to come back. You can ask almost anybody here, and something's just come full loop, including my job interview here, when I had teachers that were my actual teachers when I was here, and they did not have access to the grade that they gave me at the time when I actually did that. So cherish those connections, make good on those connections, and the flip side of that, be careful who you alienate. Try to be as friendly and respectful with everyone, because when you go to that job interview, I've been to a job interview where I sit down and I'm just like, oh no. I was not very nice to that person. So anyway, again, congratulations. I'm just so proud of all of you, so thank you.
Thank you, Kevin. Kevin has to run because he's teaching a class right now, and they have to take a final. And they need to pass that to transfer. I did, before it leaves, I did pass calculus, Kevin, the third time I took it. And that's why I'm a counselor. I also wanted to make sure that someone who was in your shoes a year ago was able to speak to you about their experiences heading to the universities and being at the university for a whole year now. And I was thinking to myself, how can I best introduce this student? And then I thought to myself also, I could not do an introduction justice, so I'm going to get someone else to introduce this student. And the person that's going to introduce our keynote speaker, our student keynote speaker, is actually currently a counselor at Cerritos College. Don't hold that against her. But she was one time our Puente counselor here and Jamie's counselor for several years. And they went through a lot of battles together. And who better than to introduce Jamie Canas than Rosette Carrillo.
Just for the record, if I could have stayed here, I would have stayed here, but unfortunately, I didn't get an interview here, so just kidding. But I do miss Long Beach City College tremendously. I mean, this was a really great start for me in my career, and I met lots of wonderful, wonderful students, and definitely one of those students I met was Jamie, and so it's really an honor for me to introduce her to you today. So first I want to thank Ruben, so thank you, Ruben. Where are you? There you are. So thank you, Ruben, for giving me the opportunity to introduce Jamie. She is someone that I hold very dear in my heart, and when I say I hold her in my heart, I really do hold her in my heart. She's somewhere in there. Even though she's physically there, she's here too. Anyway, so I was asked to keep it short, but really I could have taken a whole entire hour to tell you all about the wonderful things that Jamie embodies. Her sense of humor, her intellectual curiosity, her kindness, her commitment to social activism, her confidence, her creativity, and so on and so on. But instead, I stand here humbled and honored to share with you a few of my thoughts and my experiences of this remarkable human being. I first met Jamie 3 years ago when she was referred by a counselor, Sarah Blasetti. Is Sarah here? No, oh. Well, I wanted to throw the shout out to her because without Sarah, I would have never had the honor of meeting Jamie. So thank you, Sarah, wherever you are. So Sarah introduced Jamie to the Puente program. I remember feeling a sense of hesitation from Jamie as I explained how the program could help her reach her goal of transferring to a university. I don't think she really believed me, but here we are 3 years later, and something tells me that she believes me now. As the days and weeks passed, Jamie felt comfortable enough to confide and to share her life story with me. Like many of you, she has had many challenges in her life that always seemed to obstruct her progress. She described some of those challenges as we walked across campus. I always vigilant, looking down because the LBCC lawns were always wet and muddy. And she, unaware and undaunted of where she stepped, mudding her shoes as we trekked through the grass. Seeing this, I asked, "Why do you keep stepping in the mud?" It is at this moment that she looked at me and said, "Rosa, you just described my life." As her semesters here at LBCC went on, she learned to navigate around the muddy grass and more so her life's muddy surroundings. To celebrate her personal and academic achievements today, such as completing the Puente program, which I'm sure she's very proud of, and I am too, being an honor student, being the recipient of several scholarships, participating and leading various student clubs, and more importantly, transferring to her dream school a year ago, UCLA, is quite frankly an understatement. You see, as Mr. Uranga said earlier, a year ago, Jamie was unable to attend the transfer celebration. A year ago, Jamie laid in a medically induced coma in the intensive care unit at Long Beach Memorial Hospital. A year ago, her life's path was obstructed by an unfortunate accident. She lay in the hospital, unaware that every university that she had applied to was sending her letters of acceptance. For a brief moment, I doubted that her injuries would now obstruct her ability to transfer right away. I'm ecstatic to say that her perseverance, her commitment, her dedication, her hard work, once again, proved to be greater than her obstacle. Today, a year later, Jamie will stand before you as an LBCC alum, a friend, a successful transfer student, and a student of life who continues to navigate around the mud, and in some cases, even jump over it. I'm extremely proud of her successes and what lies ahead for her future. She has been a great inspiration, teacher, activist, and role model to me and all who cross her path. It is my honor and my privilege to introduce to you Jamie Cañas.
I was not prepared for such an introduction. I am humbled. Thank you very much. And to all of you, I want to say hello and thank you for your time and listening to my story. I come to you with really sharing not just my experience, but with my message for you to follow your dreams and really pay attention to those visions you have of what could be. I'm going to keep it short, but as many of us, I'm sure, have challenges in our lives, every one of us has a story worth telling, and that's something that I hope you remember. Every one of you has a story worth telling. For me, I was in foster care from 12 till 19. They were actually going to keep me till the age of 21. I was considered a high-risk youth. I went through many different challenges, went through and almost became part of that statistic of youth that don't make it into college, end up either dead, an addict, homeless, or in prison. But I didn't. And the reason why I didn't is because I always envisioned something better for me. I always knew I wanted to change the world somehow. I didn't know how, but I knew I wanted to change it. I knew I wanted to influence someone, something, somehow. But my motto now in life, after a little bit about what happened to me, is a quote by Chuck Palahniuk. And I'm sure if you've seen The Fight Club or have read his books, you know what I'm talking about. There's a quote that he says, "I am the combined effort of everybody I have ever known." And I stand here before you telling you that that's what I am. I am the combined effort of everybody I have ever known in my life. That includes everybody I have come across to on a day-by-day basis, people that I have built relationships with. I am here standing today because if it wasn't for the people that I've dealt with every day, that have come and helped me, that I've faced, that have said hello, that have smiled to me on the street, I wouldn't be here today. After the age of 19 and being in foster care, there was no talk of college. There was no talk of really of education. I tried LA City College, failed miserably. I wanted to be an art major, then history, and then I thought, oh, well, maybe psychology, because I went through a lot. Maybe I could learn about myself. But that just kind of ended. And of course, as many of us realized that without help, alone, because I had to grow up fast and alone, money buys things. And so I had to get a job, and I worked throughout. And every year, I went through different jobs. I was in retail, yes. I eventually made enough money to survive. But I always had this feeling, this voice that I know every single one of us has. There's a voice inside us that always talks to us and tells us, like there's something there, at least for me, that I was meant to do. And I always would hide it or not listen to it. Until I got this job at TJ Maxx Corporation, and I was making good enough money, and I realized I was sitting down one night, and I got a review, and they were actually gonna offer me a promotion. And I sat there and I said, is this really what I wanna do? Do I really picture myself like this for the rest of my life? Long story short, I quit my job without having a job. Don't ever do that, by the way. Don't ever do that. I quit my job, and I thought of myself, when was I the happiest? Before, when I actually emancipated from foster care, I joined the AmeriCorps program. And I don't know if you've heard of AmeriCorps. There's also the Peace Corps and AmeriCorps. AmeriCorps in the US, the Peace Corps internationally. And I realized that that's when I was the happiest. I was the happiest when I was in AmeriCorps. And I worked for an organization called Building Up Los Angeles, where you work in gang-infested neighborhoods and you helped youth. And so I thought, okay, I'll just go back. And I actually went back and I went to Vista. And then I was a part of Habitat for Humanity. And then I got an idea, well, what if there was this idea of helping youth not just learn about housing, but learn about life skills? That was just an idea that came up. Bottom line, the president of Habitat said, that's a great idea, but we're a housing organization. And I said, okay, what should I do? And I realized I have to go back to school. And that's what I did. I came back to Long Beach City College, and in 2010, I started my journey. I went through the Puente program, and things that I learned, and I won't make this long, but thank you for listening to me. Sorry about that. Things that I learned were that I still keep inside me. There were a lot of things I didn't know, and being at Long Beach City College helped me come up with answers. I didn't know that there was a lot of things that I didn't like about myself because I didn't understand them. And I had many questions. Having questions are good. Keep those questions. Anyway, so I passed the Puente program, and I met Rosa. And Rosa helped me with a lot of answers that I had about myself. And one of those questions was, what am I gonna do? What are my passions? I thankfully graduated, well actually I completed the Puente program, and I was about to graduate. I knew that I was going to transfer. I applied to Berkeley, UCLA, UCR, Cal State Long Beach, and I was going to apply to Stanford, but Stanford has a March deadline as opposed to a November. So I applied to all of them, but then something happened a month before admission letters come in. A year and 2 months ago, a car hit me head on my motorcycle, and my girlfriend. While my body saved her life, even though she suffered, I received the impact and literally broke my body in half. And I was told, now I was in a coma, so I didn't remember a lot of this, but I was in a coma, and when I woke up, I wasn't walking. I had broken my legs, my femurs, I broke my face, I broke everything. They had to reconstruct me, literally. And I was told that I wasn't gonna walk for at least a year, and perhaps maybe they didn't even know if I was even gonna have brain damage. They didn't know anything. Well, when I woke up, all I remember was that I knew I was sitting, I knew I could feel, and I knew I could think, and I knew that there were people around me. And people would visit me every day. And I started remembering what was my dream. When you're faced with death so many times, like I have been, I realized like there's not enough time. And I realized, what is it that I really want to do? Like, what is it that I want to do? And I knew I wanted to finish school. Part of my dream was to finish school. My parents never been to college. My birth parents were born in El Salvador. Nobody had ever been to college in my family. Well, when I was told that I couldn't walk, at least for a year, my girlfriend actually bought me, there's Camilla, say hi. While I was sitting there and I woken up and they told me that she brought me my mail. And there were letters of admissions to all the universities I had applied to. Berkeley, UCLA, everything. I had been admitted. But the doctor was like, maybe next year you can go, maybe next year. And so I said no. Bottom line, no, nothing's gonna stop me. Make a longer story short, and I apologize, thank you. I dragged my feet, my body. I literally would drag my body until I could walk again. And my friends would come and help me. They actually made me a pimped out walker at one point. I had a pimped out walker with a little bell. And I immediately called UCLA, I immediately called Ruben, people that I knew, all the relationships that I had created, I asked for help. And that's another thing, asking for help. I know that Ruben, actually a couple of people said, Professor, he's left. Keep those people that you create relationships with, because remember, they are a part of you. And they helped me out. And within a month, UCLA said, sure, just submit your SIR, your SIR, and we will welcome you. But by the way, I'm a disabled student, and that's fine. By the way, I used to be a really vain person, and when that accident happened, I didn't even have any teeth. And so I showed up at UCLA during the summer to receive my certificate, and here I come with a walker, mind you. At UCLA, I'm with a walker, no teeth, just completely, just trashy looking. But I received my certificate. And I was able to walk that campus, and I realized that this is what I had always wanted to do. And now, of course, nothing has stopped me. And nothing can stop you either. Nothing, absolutely nothing can stop you. And if there's anything, those of you that do, hopefully, my words can help you with anything, is to remember that no matter what, no matter how bad it gets, if you envision it, you can do it, and you will do it. And there's changing your language. Instead of saying, oh, I want to do this, no, I will do this. I will do this. And if you change your language, you will do it. I will walk. I gave myself 36 days to be out of that wheelchair, and I was. In 38. And sorry about that. I hate teary-eyed. Sorry about that. But now that I'm at UCLA, I'm now at the AAP program, which is the Academic Advancement Program. I'm training to be actually a peer counselor, hopefully to be like Rosa. I'm also a Bruin Guardian Scholar. I give tours and I go and talk to foster youth. I'm an anthropology major and applied developmental psychology. And I'm working on, hopefully, my organization, which is going to be called Rayitos del Sol, Rays of the Sun, which will be for youth, foster youth. And my main concept is the concept of suffering and the concept of pain. Because I think that if we change the way we think about those things, perhaps maybe there's a light that can be thrown to my community. Because rarely do foster youth make it. Bottom line, realize that every one of your story counts. I hope that you remember this because it's important. All of you have a story worth telling. All of you are great, beautiful people that are meant to do something great. You are sitting there in that chair because you are meant to do something. And if you've seen it, whether it's been alone in a bathroom, whether it's been sitting under a tree, whether it's been reading a book, whether it's been speaking to somebody, anything, you are meant to do something great. And believe that. You are. And no matter what happens to you, no matter what anybody else says, if you believe in that, if you envision it, you will do it. And I expect to see great things, and so does the world awaits you, all of you, wherever you go. And I leave you with that. Thank you.